really special subject for me and you, isn't it,
It
Becca?
is indeed.
Why is that?
Special. Well, I got engaged a couple of months ago now, and you are getting married soon.
I'm getting married in 2 months. 2
Very
months.
exciting.
I know. The diet
Believe
is
it.
on properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So exciting for you.
Yeah, very exciting. I keep looking at the ring like, ooh.
Keep looking at the ring, the bling.
Absolutely.
So we have got some recommendations for you on different types of fragrances for whatever you want to do to have as a memory at your wedding. Now remember, as we go through the show, you'll notice that the products will appear on the screen. If you want to buy the product, you just tap on the screen, tap on the product, and then it'll take you through to our website, and you can still watch us while you're shopping and completing your purchase. You can also chat with us, like ask us questions, you can chat away, also give us some love. So you can hit the love heart and we will see that you like what we're saying. So do get involved, do ask us questions throughout as we go along, and we will do our best to answer them. If we can't manage to answer them, if we miss them, our moderators will answer them for you. So Becca, choosing your wedding fragrance is really, really important, isn't it?
It really is. It just holds so many memories, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You've got one picked for the day, haven't you?
I have, I think, but that could change.
Okay.
Now, fragrance and memory is so closely linked, isn't it? And that's, as you said, you know, it's going to be really, really important for you when you wear that fragrance, when you smell it again in the future, that's what's going to remind you of your wedding day. Now, we've got 2 very different approaches, haven't we? What's your approach?
Mine is just my favourite smell that my partner bought me the first time he ever bought me perfume. So I think I'm probably going to be wearing that. It's a classic for me. It's a staple in my perfume collection. So I think I'm going to go for that, which I'll talk about more in a minute.
I'm going for a slightly different approach. I'm taking the approach that I want something new that will create new memories for me. So I want that fragrance to be the only fragrance that I ever wear to remind me about my wedding. So very different approaches. So it's one of the things that you really need to think about before you go out choosing your fragrance. So think about what you want to do and think about, you know, what would you do? What approach would you go for?
Everybody's different, aren't they?
Everybody's different. There's no right, there's no wrong. Just do what is right for you. Do you. That's the most important thing. So Becca, we're going to talk about your fragrance, aren't we?
We are.
Show me, which one is it?
So I'm going to go for Armani C. So yeah, like I said, this is the first perfume I was bought by my boyfriend, and yeah, it's really special to me. So this has got notes of blackcurrant in the top note, so it's a very fruity fragrance, but it's also got patchouli in the bottom, so it makes it really creamy.
It's really, really a beautiful, beautiful scent.
And it's like gorgeous for day and night, I think. And we've got the Intense version as well, haven't we, to make it if you wanted it for the evening.
And what's also really beautiful about this fragrance, and a lot of the fragrances, a lot of the female fragrances that we're going to be talking about today feature rose.
Yeah.
And I think that when you're choosing a wedding fragrance, you almost want a fragrance that's going to complement your bouquet.
Yes.
As well, you don't want necessarily a clashing of the scents as well.
Absolutely do not.
Now, so this has got Rose de Mai, which is a May rose in it as well. So it's really, really beautiful. It's got the Freesia Absolute as well. And the bottle, do you know there's something very special about this bottle design?
It's the ring around the top, isn't it?
It is,
I
yes.
love it. It's so gorgeous. So it represents unity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like one, like as in a wedding ring. So like a unity band.
And do you know what C means?
Yes. I do know what it means.
She does mean those, and it does mean yes. So it's a really ideal fragrance, isn't it? And I would say that if you're a confident person, but you want something that's very feminine, it really is kind of like wearing a veil of a really beautiful floral, isn't it?
It really is. And I'm not really a lover of rose at all. And I think that it's not really strong of rose, is it?
No.
Because like some people are put off by when you say rose, but yeah, it's just a really gorgeous, creamy, fruity.
It's that lovely blackcurrant going into the rose, and then the patchouli.
Yeah.
It gives it real kind of longevity as well. So this is the type of fragrance. There's no de parfum. You don't have to spray a lot. You can just, spray, just on the pulse points, on the décolletage, and just, it's really, really beautiful.
I might just have a little spritz now.
You have another little spritz.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Now we're going to try the next fragrance now, which is also an Armani fragrance, which is Armani My Way.
The bottle of this is just stunning.
Now this is a fragrance that I think is kind of for if you have sustainability as one of your values that is really important to you, then Armani My Way is probably a really good fragrance for you to choose, because all of the ingredients is ethically resourced.
Yeah. Sustainably sourced and everything.
And it's really, really beautiful. Some of the ingredients that we have in this fragrance, come from all over the world. So you've got Calabria, an orange blossom, from Egypt, which is beautiful. You've then got jasmine from India, and jasmine, in this fragrance, you've got a combination of some really beautiful white flowers.
Yeah, the florals in it are stunning.
And these can generally, I think sometimes some of these notes individually might be a little bit intense, but when they're combined so well in this beautiful, beautiful fragrance, you get this really combination of a very, very beautiful floral.
Yeah, so, again, perfect to match with your bouquet. It's a gorgeous one, and I love the vanilla in the base note.
Yeah, and you've also got some white musks as well. It gives it some creaminess. So I think the two Armani scents are absolutely gorgeous. So, this is, I would say this is probably a little bit lighter.
Yeah, it's definitely lighter, and it's a bit smoother as well because of the vanilla in the base note. But a lot more florally, I would say, because of the white florals. Exactly.
I think if you wanted something that's a floral that's kind of going to be a bit more of an all-rounder, this is the perfect scent, because it has the orange blossom, it has the jasmine, obviously, which both feature in a lot of bridal bouquets as well. So, if any of you have tried it, let us know what you think out of the two. Which would you go for? Would you go for the Armani C, or would you try the Armani My Way? But I think it's time for one of the boys now, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because we're not just talking about the brides, we are talking about the grooms as well. And this time we are going to talk about Armani Code. Now, this fragrance, this is the Eau de Parfum. And did I give you a glossa for My Way?
I didn't, but I could smell it.
I'm so sorry. I just thought that's not a very good partner, is it? Okay, so I'll make sure that you get one this time. So rude, so rude of me.
I love this one.
The Intense. Now, if this fragrance is supposed to, the bottle design is supposed to represent a tuxedo. So if you are getting dressed in a tuxedo, like me, I am, then you might want to consider the Armani Code fragrances, because they are really, really gorgeous. Now, this is an amber woody scent. Now, this is a really gorgeous fragrance where you have bergamot and lemon essence in the top. So it's got this really, really beautiful kind of freshness. But then you have rosemary and lavender in the heart of it as well. Now, lavender obviously is a really soothing, very calming scent as well. But in the base of it, you've got tonka bean absolute, and you've also got cedar and natural vanilla as well.
You can smell the tonka bean, can't you?
Yeah, because tonka beans, what does that, do you know what that kind of gives a scent of, Becca?
It's very warming, isn't it? Yeah, it's a very warming, calming, soft smell.
Testing your knowledge, aren't I? That's like putting her on the spot. But it actually also gives a scent of almond as well, so you kind of get a little sweetness from it. But tonka bean as an ingredient in fragrance really helps with the life of it. So as you say, it's quite warming, it gives some longevity in it as well. But this is really the first Oriental fragrance from Giorgio Armani for men, and it's a really, really beautiful scent.
It's gorgeous. I feel like this would last a long time as well.
Yeah, it's a real classic. So it kind of think tuxedos, think smart, think really, really kind of sharp. And I think
like glam.
Yeah,
men glam.
Men glam.
Yeah, that's a word. I don't know.
It is now. We're setting off a new trend. Men glam. But really, really gorgeous scent. So if you were say to wear Armani C, then you might want a perfect partnership with the Armani Code as well. So you've got a really lovely, beautiful. So do you think?
So I know what to get my groom.
I was going to say, do you think your partner might like this one?
I think this might already actually be in his collection at home. So we'll just have to pair some up.
Does it? It's going to be like, because that's the most important thing I think as well, is to think about what your partner's wearing.
Yeah.
So because you do want to complement each other. So and again, there's no kind of gender alignment. Pretty much wear what you feel is right for you.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really kind of interesting point, but because you want to remember how they smell on the day as well.
Absolutely.
So, you know,
Absolutely.
sometimes some of the guys are a bit like, oh yeah, I'll just wear my usual. And you might want to think, well, I want you to wear something a little bit special.
And you don't want them smelling like an ex.
No.
So you need to know what they're wearing.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
sure.
Because yes,
Don't
that's
smell like an ex on your wedding day.
obviously fragrance can take you to some fond memories and maybe some that you'd rather forget. So let's make sure
Everyone's
we
got
make
some
the
of those.
right choices on the day.
Absolutely.
So we're going to try another ladies' fragrance now, aren't we?
We
Becca?
are. Another one of my favourites actually that has launched in the last year. So Alien Goddess is a floral perfume. We've obviously got the original Alien, but this is a brand new one that's very sweet. It's got white flowers in it again, hasn't it? So it's got some jasmine in it and vanilla. What do you think?
I really love this. And when I've worked in store and at events and I've shown customers this, they're really quite surprised.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, have you tried the new Alien? And they're like, no, but I like the original one. I'm like, just give it a go. Just smell it. And it really does surprise a lot of people, doesn't it?
It does. And also the beauty of the Alien fragrances and all of the Mugler fragrances, they can be refilled.
So good. Again, good for sustainability.
But you've got vanilla in this, but it's quite an unusual vanilla, isn't it?
It's like a cocktail, isn't it? I feel like if you were like on the beach sipping some cocktails,
this would be the one.
this is the one.
So again, what you have in this fragrance, you've got the jasmine is the floral, but you've got bergamot in the top, which gives it that brightness. But I think it's a really gorgeous scent, don't you, Becca?
I really love it. The vanilla gives it like the body as well, so it's a very like full fragrance.
Yeah. If you were going to, what type of wedding would you say you would recommend for this fragrance?
If I was going to get married on the beach, or if I was going to elope.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, family.
Just
gonna pop off to
I've heard your plans. You ain't eloping.
I'm not eloping.
There's no
Too many
eloping
people.
going on. No.
But yeah, if you were going to get married on a beach or somewhere really sunny outside,
It's got a real brightness to it.
it really does.
And again, as Eau de Parfum, it's still, you know, it will last the length, you know, that you need it to. But I think it's a very gorgeous floral with, again, some really lovely white flowers. But you can feel, if you like vanilla, then you'll like this scent generally, because you get that straight away when you smell it.
And look at the bottle. That just brings sunshine to your life,
you know,
anyway.
Who doesn't? Well, might not want. Who doesn't want to be a goddess on their wedding day? That's what it's all about. Oh.
I was flicking my hair. I was trying to be like a...
Trying to be a goddess. Yeah.
That went wrong, didn't it?
Exactly.
Right.
Now we're going to move on to the next one, and I personally really love this fragrance, which is Chloe. Now, what type of bride do you think would wear this?
Very classic. It's a very classic perfume. Again, another floral. It's got magnolia in it though, so it's a very like classic flower.
I just have to show you the bottle because I do believe this is so beautiful.
Adorable.
So you can see the pleated glass, the silver, Chloe, and you've got the beautiful bow on the top.
It
now,
is stunning.
There you go.
Thank you.
Now, it is really, really beautiful. And again, this is one of those fragrances, Eau de Parfum, that really you don't need to spray a very lot of.
Absolutely not. It is a very like long-lasting
So
smell.
if you want to be a chic bride, I would say.
Oh, absolutely.
Something very classy, very classic.
A very white wedding is how I imagine this one.
Yeah.
Everything white, gorgeous, classic.
Maybe with some hints of peach in there. You know, you've got peony and freesia in here as well. And you've got a really lovely base of cedarwood with this scent. And that kind of really helps kind of activate and connect all of the other ingredients to make them more effective.
Like ties it all together, doesn't it? Really well.
Yeah. So one
really
of my
like this
favourites.
Yeah. This is on the list.
Is that on the list?
It might be on the list. It's a potential, and I've not got this one.
Oh.
I've never worn this one.
Oh well. Oh, Becca,
might give that a try tomorrow. I know.
We're just throwing your plans
me off the
into
scent.
like, yeah, exactly. So we're going to move on to a power couple now.
We love a power couple.
We do love a power couple. So we have Spice Bomb and Flower Bomb by Victor and Rolf. Now, tell me about Flower Bomb, Becca.
So it's got notes of bergamot and freesia in the top notes, and it's also got that rose in the middle again, which makes it the really lovely floral. But it's more of a woody scent.
Yeah.
So on the base notes, it's got cashmere and patchouli. Oh.
Now again, patchouli really helps again with the longevity of it. It really acts as a fixative to make all of the other ingredients work. Is this a contender?
I've
Are
always
we throwing
loved,
you into
I know.
turmoil?
I literally just don't know now. I never knew it was such an important factor, and now I'm like, oh no, got to get it right. Not that there's not enough to think about on a wedding day, as well as trying to choose a perfect perfume.
Well, you want to have the memories though.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
what we're doing. So with Flower Bomb, it's like an explosion of flowers. That's why it's in the shape of a grenade, and you know, it's supposed to, you know, hit you with a sensation of flowers right from the very beginning. When you read any magazines or bridal magazines, you'll probably see Victor and Rolf as a recommendation for a wedding scent for your wedding day. So it's a great addition to your fragrance wardrobe. If you haven't tried it already, you know, it's a beautiful scent. So again, you start with that bergamot and freesia. So you've got these really beautiful top notes. And then you've got jasmine, centifola rose in the heart of it, and then you've got amber with cashmere and the patchouli in the base of it as well. So again, really gorgeous scent. And to complement it, we have one for the chaps.
Spiciness.
One for the chaps, we have Spice Bomb. Now, again, we want to make sure. Spice Bomb. Spice Bomb. Spice Bomb is literally in the shape of a grenade. So it looks a beautiful scent, and this hits with spice straight away. So you have bergamot, you've also got grapefruit in there, but it doesn't really punch of grapefruit, but you've got some cinnamon straight away in the top. Now you've also again got lavender, because you do tend to find a lot of lavender in men's fragrances because it does complement the skin very well. Now you've got saffron, pink pepper, you've got spice and essence of, you know, this impact straight away and all the way through the scent.
Smells very like leathery.
Yeah, so you've got a white leather accord in there. You've also got vetiver, and which gives it again a nice spicy, woody, very warm, very dry base note. And then you've got fir balsam as well, which again really helps. You'll find that in a lot of men's toiletries. So this is going to complement his skincare routine as well.
Oh,
so
they definitely match really well, don't they?
They do. I love. So you've got
like the perfect pairing.
They are the perfect pairing. So you've got this impact straight away with the women's fragrance of this beautiful explosion of florals, and pretty much if this is going to be the one that will match any bouquet.
Yeah, it's got everything.
It's got literally got everything in it. And then we've got Spice Bomb, which kind of, you know, when you meet your groom at the end of the aisle, you want to, you know, have that beautiful, you know, connection, and these two fragrances will do that for you completely.
I don't think we need any more of a I think we're going to be crying at the end of the aisles anyway. I don't think we need.
I think we're both going to be messes at each other's weddings. This
waterproof mascara.
Yeah, exactly. That's both of us. Now, one of the tips for you as well for your wedding day is to potentially keep topping your fragrance up throughout the day, isn't it, Becca?
It is, yeah.
Now, we do have something called a Travalo. Tell me how this works, Becca.
I take one of these everywhere with me. They're in every single bag. So it's a tiny little spray that you can refill from your main fragrance during the, before the day starts. You obviously don't want to carry this one around with you. So you literally take it out of the case, take the top off of your fragrance and pop it on top and just pump it, and it fills up. So you get about 67 to 70 sprays in here.
Yeah.
And it's perfect to pop in your handbag as bridesmaids, or pop into your jacket pocket for the guys.
Or your groom, so, you know, you don't have to carry it, you can make him carry it.
Someone's going to carry mine.
No, a little tip for you, when you are filling it up, tip it upside down and you'll see that there's still space there. So when you're putting it up and it looks like it's full to there, it's not. So tip it upside down. Oh, yeah, don't. You can still get more in there. And then just keep checking, and a few more pumps.
These are literally brilliant.
And you can see that it's full up.
And they're a really great present as well for your bridal parties.
Yes.
So I'm going to be getting some of these for my bridesmaids.
Now we've got the black here today, but we do have other colours available on the website. So do go and check the Travalo. So really great little tip for you. You can then, if you want to refill it, so you can just, if you're going to put another fragrance in it, then when you're very close to the bottom, just pump through with the new fragrance just a couple of times, not full all the way through, and then just spray it until it's empty, and then you can refill with the new fragrance
Just
as well.
re-cleans the tubes with your new fragrance.
Exactly. So you don't get this combination of the two fragrances. Get as much out of it as you can. Just do a few pumps of the new fragrance, and then you can then put in your new fragrance that you'd like to put into the Travalo. So really handy. Very handy tip. Yeah. Very nice little pocket thing. You can just keep refreshing throughout the day. And as Becca said, it's a great gift for your bridal party as well, for the bridesmaids. So,
everyone's going to be like, how are you smelling so nice
yeah,
through the day?
Throughout the whole day.
Magic. And they're not expensive either, are they?
No, they're not.
Really good price.
So we're going to go through the boys' fragrances now. So we've had a look at some really lovely ladies.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk to you through 3 other fragrances that we have for men. Now, this is Gentleman Givenchy Reserve Privé. Now, this is a really gorgeous scent. Now, there are 7 Gentleman Givenchy fragrances, and this is the one that launched earlier this year. And if you saw our new launch show, you'll know that we featured this on that show. The reason I featured it again is because it's such a beautiful classic scent, and it's quite different.
Yeah.
So if you have a classic groom, so potentially I would say if you were choosing something like Chloe, or you were choosing a Givenchy fragrance for yourself, then this is absolutely perfect. It's a real classic, very smooth, very sophisticated, but quite different. Because what happened with this fragrance, when the perfumer was putting it together, they actually worked with a whiskey distiller.
Oh.
So these 2 very olfactive worlds came together to create this fragrance. So you've got it's a woody scent, but it's got this really lovely bergamot with whiskey absolute in the top note of the fragrance straight away. You can definitely
smell the whiskey now you said it.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, I can imagine just drinking a nice
nice little smooth whiskey. And then you've got chestnut with orris. Now, orris is taken from the root of the iris flower. It's one of the most expensive ingredients to use. And then you've also got cedarwood and vetiver essence in the base. So you get that smoky, woody dryness in the base of it. So if you think that your groom is looking for something that is quite deep, quite sophisticated, very, very classic, and wants to stand out, wants to wear something that's very different, then this is the perfect fragrance for him. What do you think?
I really like it. And again, there's a sustainable factor around this one. Did you know this? That they've reduced the amount of glass at the bottom of the bottles so that it's more sustainable and they're using less materials.
Amazing. We love the sustainability. Very, very important for us here at the Perfume Shop.
I like that a lot.
You do?
I didn't think I would, if I'm honest, but I really like the whiskey top note.
It is very different.
What does that say about me?
What does it say about Ben?
Yeah.
I think what you want to do though is really think about, how do you want to, again, complement each other. So, something again, like if you wore something that's very floral, like the Chloe with the rose and the, the other beautiful ingredients in there, then you might want to go with something that's very classic. Yeah. But we are going to talk about another classic.
Very classic.
Good old 1 Million. Now, this launched in 2008. Can you believe that?
It's mind-blowing.
And it's still one of the top 5 men's fragrances, if not the top 3.
I love this.
Now, this is if you are going to wear, I would say, if this is something that you want to remember your husband or your partner for, the memory that they always create, this could have been the fragrance he wore on your first date.
Yeah.
It could have been, the fragrance he wore when he proposed to you or when they proposed to you. So it's
such like an edible scent, isn't it?
It is. Now this, believe it or not, is an aromatic scent, but it is absolutely gorgeous. So you've got loads of ingredients in there that really make an impact. So you've got some tuberose in there, believe it or not, with some cashmere in. Then you've got, again, a bit of a leathery note in there as well. And you've got a citrus resin in there too. So this is Paco Rabanne's best-selling fragrance. And if there's lots of different interpretations. So if your groom, partner, already wears 1 million and they're looking for something different from 1 million, then there's the Elixir, there's the Eau de Parfum, there's, you know, lots of different combinations. So there's Paco Rabanne Lucky, 1 million Lucky. So, you know, there's different interpretations, and that's where I think sometimes when, you know, you are looking to wear something like your C that you already wore, you know, you could look for something that's just a little bit different, that gives you the memories of, you know, that you've got, but you can create something new as well.
That brings a lot of memories back for me though. A lot of friends wear this. So
really?
I wouldn't be able to...
Yeah. So
Groom is not wearing this.
The wrong memories.
Yes. But not
in a bad way.
They're lovely friends. A lot of friends wear it though, but it is a class, like, it's gorgeous.
Now we're going to finish off with one more scent, and this, I have to say, is one of my favourites. So show some love if you like. Prada Luna Rossa Ocean. Now, it's one of my favourites because it's so fresh. It really has like an aquatic note to it, but it's also very, very clean and lasts forever.
I really like this.
And again, this is one of those fragrances that when I spray for people and I ask them if they've tried it or not, and then you spray it, they tend to fall in love with it. So
it's so fresh.
This again has got bergamot in there, it's got iris, and it's got vetiver and tonka bean. Now the Prada Luna Rossa collection, now this is all about performance. Now they are about high impact, it's about being sporty, it's about being aquatic. It's a really, really gorgeous fougere fragrance. And it's very natural, it's very fresh, and it's got these beautiful aquatic accords on there as well. So I would say if you were going for a beach holiday, then this would be the fragrance. So these would be our pairings.
These would be our pairings for the beach perfumes.
So I would buy this because for a beach holiday, if you're getting married abroad, because it's fresh, it's light, but it still has that longevity. So you know that it's going to last.
It reminds me of being by the sea.
It does, doesn't it? I think it's really beautiful. And you picked Alien Goddess for why for the beach? Yeah,
just cocktails on the beach, really summery. Yeah, a real summer scent. It's basically summer in a bottle.
So what would our perfect pairing be?
Okay, so for what?
Well, if you were going to say that you were going to have like, you know, a fragrance that matches, I'm going to go with these two. Yeah.
These two.
So
are a perfect pairing.
The perfect pairing, I think that, you know, if you want two fragrances that are going to really, really complement each other, you've got both that make a real impact.
Yeah. What would you choose for like a outdoor barny kind of vibe wedding, like rustic wedding?
I would go with 1 million because it's got real kind of power to it.
See, I think I'd probably go for My Way.
Because you've got
the florals from outside and from your bouquets. It's just a very like natural,
And what about real classics?
Classics, I'm going to go for my Chloe.
Oh, and I will go with the Gentleman Givenchy Reserve Privé.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent.
Nice.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope we've given you some insight and some ideas. And, you know, even if it's not one of the fragrances that we've talked you through today, it might be a case of we've given you the inspiration to go out and really think about how you're going to choose your wedding fragrance.
Let us know in the comments as well if you've got a perfect, perfect fragrance for you.
And let us know what you're thinking of wearing for your wedding day. So hopefully we've given you some really great ideas, and we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. So thank you very much, Becca, for joining us. And we hope to see you again soon. I'm trying to get her in to do some more shows, I think. So thanks very much, guys, and have a great time, and speak to you very, very soon.